Welcome back to them brothers from Inglewood podcast. I'm Hoopy, your host, and it's a great opportunity to be back to share some fresh content. I want to first of all say thanks for following us. I want to ask that you would like, subscribe, share, and ring the notification button so that you'll be abreast as to when we're airing fresh and new content. Again, it's an opportunity to sit down and just kind of pick the brain of different ones that will come into the studio. And I'm so glad I got a special guest today, and I'm just looking forward to hearing some of the great things that he has in store, not just at the close of 2023, but going into 2024. And so without further ado, I want to just say thanks, man, for being in the studio, and introduce yourself.
All right, guys. My name is MaHershel Simonet, and I'm sitting here with a goat, a real legend, man. Just get it clear. It's a goat, okay? He's pretty good, okay? So, yeah, man. I feel like now he's been in my corner forever. I've been in his corner forever, and we just marinate, chop it up, man. We just keep it real, man. And we go day by day with it, man, and let the Lord move us in our right direction.
Right.
So
right.
I got an interesting story, man. He's gonna talk to me about a lot of different things I've did, growing up, and in my college career and my pro career, and life career, the whole thing. Yeah. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
Well, man, thanks for taking time out to be with us and just to talk, to vibe, like you said. There's a couple of things that I want to ask you, and maybe some of the people that are watching will feel satisfied as to some of the things that they may have not known about you.
Right.
Number one, what are you actually doing professionally at this moment in time? I know you were a former athlete, but what are you doing at this particular time in your life?
That's a great question. Where I'm at right now, man, honestly, is I got a spirit in me right now that's, I love helping and giving. I'm in that life right now. I'm deep dug in, man. It feels good to help someone. It feels good to give somebody a lift if you can. If the dot, if you can connect the dot, then you're in the ball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Honestly, I feel like now, man, when you move with the spirit, it's like you're a rock star. I'm just, when you move with the Lord, man, you it's like you can do whatever you want to do because He's first. And I'm a true believer. Number one, okay. Number two is, if you move a different way, then you got to deal with that different way. That's on you. You know what I mean? So I look at it like, helping family is first for me. That's how I was raised.
Okay.
From a grandparent perspective.
Family first.
Family is everything. Family's first, no matter what's going on in the world. You got to make sure that one person or that two person or whoever in your family, they gotta be okay, man. They gotta, you know what I mean? They gotta be, solid, man. And if something's wrong with them, you help them, you lift them up, man, and you ignore the BS or you ignore whatever's going on, man. And when you got family first and you help them out and you give them what you give them, it carries on to the next generation and et cetera. I feel like now, it's been a long time not having family. You know what I mean? Just not having family, and then
What kind of share that? That you mentioned that aspect of your passion for family, but yet being without family. What is that actually like for you? For those that don't know you,
That's a deep one, man. He just took a shovel, man, and just threw some dirt at me, man. You know what I mean? So, but he's right. I mean, me and my travels, you know, I always used to, you know, playing basketball was like a thing for me, and as I travel, I get alone a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When you
Makes
alone,
sense.
you get alone, it's like, who you gonna call on? You know, but I'm like, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's horrible on Thanksgiving or Christmas for me.
Yeah.
You know, to say mother or father. I didn't have either or growing up, and I had to learn how to ignore the mental part about it, and then, you know, go get a laugh in somewhere with somebody to cover up some of the pain. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, or go shoot the ball or do some activity. You know, and that's the thing, man. That I look at. You know, when you don't have family. When I was younger, you know, and even in travels, you know, China, these places I went to, and I'm, you know, going to hotel to hotel, gym to gym.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta before I prepare to play or before I prepare to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, who can I call? You know,
Right.
who I gotta call on God.
Right.
That was the only one.
So,
You know.
so prior to you going off to college and later making the pros overseas, what you're saying is you didn't have that mother or father that was there in your adolescent stage, or you know, as a teenager, or you know, who was there for you as family during that time of your life?
Well,
Because I know friends and you know, friends and family are far and in between.
Right.
Once we reach adulthood.
100%.
But and we still need them though. We
Right.
still need them. But what was it like prior to that? Were there any specific family members that you're recalling?
Yes. My grandmother was one.
Okay.
My grandfather was two.
Okay.
They the ones who gave me the power to do the things that I can do.
Got you.
The basics.
Got you.
Okay, because you got to know how to mop a floor. Okay, I'm just saying, man, you got to know how to sweep. You know what I'm saying?
You got to know how to do some chores.
They're basics. You know, you got.
Yeah.
See, people say they come from a cloth. I come from a different dish rag. Okay, you know. I'm just saying. So, you know, and that's what you got to look at in life. You know what I mean? And you know, when I was younger, I laugh at me, man, because, you know, I called myself a go-getter, right? And I would play a spoon and a washboard.
Okay.
And that was an instrument to keep income coming in as I was younger. You know, I played in a band, you know, Zydeco band, which is Creole.
Really?
Creole music, man.
What kind of instrument was
A
that?
washboard. Oh, man, we played for everybody, man. And I use that tool for life, man.
Okay.
You know, and those two spoons that I had to scrape and catch the beat, I use that a part of life because, you know, you don't want to be off beat.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you got a drum, you got a saxophone, you got a guitar and a bass. Sometimes a piano. And I'm the scraper. I'm scraping, man, until the fingers bleed, you know. And
How old are you at this point?
I was about 11, 12 years old.
Oh, you was a kid. You was a kid.
And I had energy. And everybody else was 70, 60, 45. They was older guys. And I was around wisdom. They was making money. The first gig I had was a Long Beach Jazz Festival. They paid me $50 to scrape my hands, man.
Really?
Man. I was like, man, this about to be my job.
Wow.
And as I kept playing it, we got bigger. We started playing for Wolfgang Puck and all these different guys. And I'm like, oh, man, this is cool. Next thing you know, man, I said, well, let me use this and apply this to real life. So I started doing the James Brown moves with it and making things up. And I'm like, I'm creating, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just fun. It was fun. It was a good situation for me. And as I got older, basketball was in the mix of everything. And then I ended up taking my washboard to China with me.
Really?
Yeah, man.
As an adult?
As an adult. And I made money playing it as I was playing ball, too, in different clubs and scenes out there on my off nights.
Really?
Just to get some cabbage.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
you know, I was making money 4 or 5 different ways, man, with the talents that I had. And those talents carried me through life. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just about basketball. It was about being a student athlete and a go-getter. You know what I mean? And I tell a lot of guys now, you got to go for it. You can't wait on it.
So would you say that this was also a turning point in your professional pursuit of what you do now?
100%.
The things that you experience in your adolescence and in your early adulthood as an athlete, because you actually went overseas without an agent, without the corporate administrative assistance. You went on sheer confidence, talent, and I would say courage,
Right.
to pursue a dream that was yours.
Bottom line.
So with all that, it puts us in a place now to where you're doing something that you love to do, which is help people.
That's it.
And it's reflective in how you serve your dad and your sister.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit
Absolutely.
about that. I don't think the people really understand
Right.
the responsibility
Yeah.
of caring for a parent and an older sibling. So tell us about that.
Man, that's deep, man. And I'm gonna tell you, like, it's like taking care of children, but I never had children, and it's a blessing that my father had my back. At first, I used to be like, man, what's going on? Where is he at? Whatever.
Right.
But now he had my back, and I didn't realize that God already had it written out.
Yeah.
And I was just, even with my sister, I would think about everybody when I was going playing ball, and I'm like, man, what am I gonna do when I get home? I don't know what to do. And I said, well, since I'm helping everybody, why don't I help them too?
Gotcha.
Why don't I help them get to where they need to go?
Gotcha.
Why don't I give them a lift? Why don't I give him a shower?
Gotcha.
Let me show him how to, do certain things, talk, and my sister, she's amazing too. I'm just trying to understand her and get to know both of them, because I just don't know.
Gotcha.
But I'm learning. Every
Right.
day I learn something new in this
Right.
position. So I feel like now, man, I feel like God has anointed me to better them first and foremost.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, this was his journey for me.
Yeah.
I believe, I feel like he
It was
wanted
in the
me.
plan.
It was in the plan.
It was in the plan.
And now I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize what was gonna do after the ball. Because a lot of athletes after basketball, guys are coaching, guys are doing this. I've lived that life as well. As I was playing, after playing, and now I'm like coaching 2 family members. You know what I mean? So
I like that.
you know what I
like
mean?
that, yeah.
So it's like, man, it's a blessing, man. It's been great. I'm looking to do better things for them now. Every day. My dad never knew I can cook. I cook for him 3 times a day.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
You're a good cook. I've seen you in action.
I gotta cut a little bit.
I
I gotta cut a little bit. I done gained a little bit.
I see you on that grill, man.
Hey, man.
Posting those videos
I'm just saying.
those photos.
I'm just saying, man.
I mean, and look,
Give me a
it ain't
spatula,
just
dude.
it ain't it ain't junk food either.
Oh,
That's on
no.
the grill.
Oh, no.
Got lobster and steak and
5 stars.
you got those real veggies,
Maybe
man.
7.
Ah! But
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
but
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
kudos to you for taking on such a responsibility
100%.
in serving your family, some people that are so close to you, and then working in your profession with the young people,
Yes.
with the youth, your
Yes.
foundation, and the things that you've been able to do, raising money, and more importantly, awareness.
Absolutely.
For young people that are, disadvantaged, maybe going through some hardships financially,
Yeah.
sending kids to college and giving them opportunities to explore, their dreams.
Right.
I think, this other question I'd like to ask is, what is the community, the sports community like now, as opposed to your maturation, how you went through sports and what the game was like. What would you say is different than then as opposed to now?
On and off the court.
On and off the court.
Okay. Great question, by the way. I mean, it's real talk. I feel like now it's hard to watch basketball. I love the game, man. The game is everything to me. I don't know nothing else. I'll put a pillow by the baseline, man. It's just done. Okay? I'm just saying. So, but I feel like, man, what I want to see more in the youth nowadays, man, in my season, in my era, I was sleeping in the gym. I was a gym rat. Okay.
Yeah.
You couldn't get me out of there day and night. After the game, before the game, I'm getting up 1,000. Okay. I had a grenade launcher. Okay. It was.
Could shoot it deep.
Oh man, I'm at the logo, but that was my gift, and I'll lock you up too. It was just gonna go down like that, and I wanted to get the person out the way in my talent, I'm not gonna play with you, I'm gonna sit 94 and I'm gonna shoot the 3 and shoot the 2. Okay. It's just and sometimes, I'll come off the screen and knock him back. Okay. So that's just what it was on that. And now I see a lot of guys, in a lot of different places around the world from where I've been, from what I've seen, in the States, man, I learned from hoop, man, a lot of stuff. And, we know our spots, number one. Number two is, this is on the court. Game speed is everything. If it's not game speed, just get out the gym. You have to go home. Okay.
Yeah.
And and then you have to understand. You have to be able to be vocal. You have to listen. If you're a player, you gotta be able to be a student. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's just the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I look at life like that. When coaches say, apply basketball to real life, you got to do it. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean,
because
what it is.
When you're looking at the community, sports community now, and I mean all of the sports, not just basketball,
right,
or football, but I think the mentality of the student athlete is different. Even the pro athlete.
Right.
I think the concessions that has been made for these star players has actually watered things down.
Right.
And yeah, this is a different day. This is a different time that we're in. But I think fundamentals are fundamentals.
Right. Right.
No matter how you approach it, one should have a basic way to do it.
100%. 100%.
So
I just feel like now, a lot of young guys need to be more active in the community while they're on the court, while they're young.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're done playing, it's something that I used to do. I used to be in the community and used to be around with my washboard, but still playing basketball. I used both talents to get my name around to do what I needed to do on the platform level. So you'll know he's not just a basketball player, he's a go-getter in everything. And then it balances out when you get older. Just like some of these top recruits right now, that's playing ball and doing their thing. You guys should be out there, trying to find out how can you give back something. Showing just anything. If it's tennis shoes to a bum, find anything to do so you can get the news out to see you. So then they say, oh, this kid is out in the community doing work, doing charity work at a young age. Start a foundation while you're young. A lot of guys are getting these NIL deals. Yeah. Get an LLC with your name on it and start giving away stuff that you love. And then when you get older, you already set that platform. That foundation's cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a lot of guys are probably shy and scared. When you're young, you gotta attack. You have to attack things.
Do you find yourself collaborating with former athletes, current athletes? Is there an issue with that? Has it been a challenge, or has it been welcomed?
Well, I
What's
feel like,
your position on collaborating?
It's another great one, okay? Just thank you, man. I just saying, man. I feel like this, man, and this is the honest truth. You know, I'm the type of person, man, where we can meet halfway.
Yeah.
You know, a phone call don't hurt. You know who I am, I know who you are. If a phone call, you can call me to hang out with other things and do other things. You can sit me down and say, hey, man, let's collab on something. You know, let's talk about, you know, how we can do this for this school or that school or this church.
So is there so what you're saying is there's a lack of
There's a lack.
business
There's
cohesiveness.
There's a lack.
There's not
100%.
There's not a community of, you know, meeting of the minds, mixing brands, sharing ideas, and doing something collectively. Is that what's missing in sports community, or is that missing in everyday life?
Everyday life.
Everyday life.
I'm going with everyday
So
life.
it doesn't really have anything to do with our profession.
Correct. Because,
Okay.
I mean, a little bit, I would say, you know, a 50-80, you know, chance, because at the end of the day, when you are an athlete, you know, you do want to collab with a great athlete mind. But it depends on that athlete mind. If that athlete had anybody teaching them how to be a business mind. You get what I'm saying?
Is it because you identify with the athlete, or can an athlete actually collaborate with a tech person? Can
Well-
an athlete, collaborate with a physician, someone
Right.
in the medical industry? Does it have to be athlete with athlete, or what you're saying is because we're athletes and we're from the same community, it should be an easier connection?
It should be an easier connection, and like you said, it should be where, you know what, if I call you, hey man, I got Johnson & Johnson over here, you know, want to close a deal with us, man. Let's collab on this. Let's go sit down and let's get it done. Here's a connect, okay? Let's share that gift. But it's hard with our community because there's so many crabs in a barrel, and some people don't want to get a connection up. Now, if you're a humble athlete and with a mind, and you're like, hey, look, man, I want to get with you, man. I want to sit down and talk to you, man. Let's go have a salad, man. Let's go over. Let's.
How often do we see that?
I mean, I would say barely, and it needs to be barely. It needs to be guys, you know, that's an athlete that are smart, that even been in the NBA, NFL, overseas, whatever it is.
What?
Collab with your friend that you grew up with. Collab with. I think
But
that's great.
why is it always the person pursuing the deal or the collaboration? Why are they always seen as thirsty, hungry, and needy? And why is it that that's looked upon as being a leech, or one feeling that someone owes them something? Is that, bro? Is that a ethnicity? Is that an ethnical thing?
Well, you know.
Is that some type of culture? You know, what is that?
It you know, what it is it's a lot of envy out here, okay? And I hate to say this, and we need to stop being like that. We need to come together. If we can come together as one, that'll be the most powerfulest thing we can do, man. Because, you know, you got to look at, we all need help. We one paycheck away from. I mean,
Yeah, and if we're not a paycheck away, we're a bad decision.
We're a bad
away.
decision away.
So
I need to. I
yeah.
appreciate all my friends. I appreciate all my coaches, but I need to know who got my back in conversation. Who gonna help me get through this? Yeah, money. Yeah, everybody got that. Whatever, however.
Yeah.
But guess what? Who really is gonna sit with you and say, hey man, let's put this project together. Let's nail this sucker.
Okay.
You know.
Last question, and then we'll piggyback and go to another phase of this interview. But me personally, just growing up in the greater Los Angeles area, being a part of several communities, of course, first and foremost, my family, my religious values, and sports all tied in, right? So this is the community I was woven in, I was cultured in. So when we look at this from the aspect of our environment, how do we change, flip the script, and become more advantageous towards, success? How do we actually minimize, like you said, the envy, the jealousy, the reluctancy? Bro, how do we bridge the gap?
We
make
bridge
that?
the gap. We bridge the gap by listening to each other, by doing things that's different. When I was coming up, one rule that I had to myself, I was hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was disciplined. You couldn't nobody tell me to go to the gym. I'm already in there.
Okay.
Okay? I'm already, I'm 10 steps ahead. I'm always 10 or 20 steps ahead because I dissect the situation in the brain through life, of whatever you go through. So I look at life to where if we're going to bridge this gap, hey, man, let's talk one-on-one, man. Let's just get this done. Let's get it out the way. Okay. And if you be aggressive like that, it's like a defense. It's like you're going to lock this man up, man.
Yeah.
It's time to do that off the court with a friend or a partner, a childhood friend, and say, hey, look, man, let's go talk, man. Let's talk about how we can grow, how we can better each other.
So it's more of a meeting of the mind.
It's
like I spoke to earlier, it's a collaboration, a meeting of the mind. But as you are saying, it's wanting to do it.
It's wanting to do it. Some guys just don't want to do it because they carry. See, a lot of these guys are carrying ego. You got to get the ego out of there. You got to get out. When I took a one-way to China, I just booked the flight, round trip. Okay, I got my ego out of there. Forget it. I put a wall up. I was in a straight line the whole way. And when I got there, I was like, okay, ni hao. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to adjust in every culture in different countries. Mind you, you're talking to a guy who comes from South Central, a regular guy, a regular citizen.
Yeah, that's a tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you go there, and then when you from here, both minds, I'm a beast. I'm like, dude, you have to make sense to sit in my corner. Yeah. You got to make some sense. If you're not making sense, I'm gonna play chess because we're not a pawn.
Yeah.
I'm just,
No.
I'm just saying.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you got to be a bad man to go around the world on your own with no agent. I'm taking that everywhere.
I applaud you. I'm sure there's
just,
some others who has done it. Mm-hmm. We just, haven't heard from them or met them.
Right.
But that takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot. So I definitely commend you because I remember a year or so ago we were in the studio and we had partner,
we sure
Gabe
did.
Pruitt.
Oh yeah, shout out to Gabe, man. Shout out to Goose. Shout out to Bottom. Shout out to Pooh. Shout out to all my boys. Shout out to all my goons. Ray. Shout out to everybody, man. If I missed you, I love you. You know I love you. So you know what time it is. But all my goats, man, all my big bros, my little bros, man. And Hoopy's one of my day one, man. Like we that's my king right there. You know what I mean? He got a great spirit, and man, I take that all the way to the cup. Okay,
Get it out the net.
Get it out the net. Just get it out the net. You know what I mean? If you can get it out the net, you're pretty good. Okay. I'm just saying.
It's great to have you again.
Yeah.
And we got another segment that we want to do, but
for sure.
Thank you so much for just taking time out to
just
kind of, I wanted to get you in because I believe you're gonna make a lot of splash going into 2024.
Yes.
And so I want to get the content out now.
That's a blessing.
You know what I'm saying? so I can say I was on board
for sure.
Before
it's on, baby.
You know what I'm saying? This second wave.
It's on.
But man, thanks for taking time out, allowing me to come into your space.
Yes.
And you briefly share with us.
Absolutely.
And for those of you who are following along, thank you so much for following them brothers from Inglewood.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you again to like, subscribe, share, and press the notification button so that you'll be abreast whenever we come on air. And this has been another epic moment that here I get to witness a former student athlete of mine that, man, that puts us...
That puts us in a different bracket.
Yeah, so to see you guys succeed and excel as young men is what we all wanted as coaches. So I want to say again, thank you so much. And this thing is coming to a stop, and we'll be back with something fresh and something exciting. Take care. Peace.
Peace.
We out.